Hi, welcome to Avi's Kosher Kitchen. It's me, Avi, your humble host, and I am here with a beautiful friend of mine, courtesy of friends of all of ours, courtesy of KOL Foods. It's a duck, a beautiful duck. Whole, we're going to roast it, we're going to flavor it up with some really great seasoning mixes, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be very special because duck, whole roast duck for me is a special occasion meal. Whether it's a holiday, Shabbat, anniversaries, New Year's, something like that. It's a showstopper kind of meal, and that's what we're going to do. Now, as I mentioned, this is courtesy of our friends over at KOL Foods. Now, you know what KOL Foods meat is like. No growth hormones, no antibiotics. All their meat is 100% pastured, which means this duck was out enjoying his life, being out in the pond and doing things that ducks do and everything else like that. And now this duck has said, I want to be on your dinner plate. And we're going to accommodate that wish right now. So let's get started. First, I'm going to pull the duck, put him right on my board. I've got in here some the neck and a little bit of skin that came with this duck. I'm going to put it right here in my roasting pan on the bottom, okay? And then, of course, this goes away here. That's going to help us with a little bit of gravy that's going to be in there, okay? I'm going to season the duck directly in the pan. Now you can see here I've got some red onions I cut up into some nice thick slices. That's because the duck is going to rest right on top of those, okay? And I'm going to add a little bit of liquid in there just to give some moisture to things. And that's going to allow the duck to be up above the liquid, not a lot, okay? So let's get going. Now, some people, when you look at duck recipes, they say, take your knife, score the breast into excess. You could do that if you want to. And if you do that, make sure that you don't cut into the meat. You're only going to cut the skin a little bit and into the fat. But I want that fat, because this is going to cook for a while to get roasted. What I want is that fat to render down into the meat and keep it moist. So I'm just going to give some little pricks to it, right in the breast. Just a little, boom, nothing too deep, just a little bit. That's going to allow some of that fat to escape and render out without it really being too much, and because we want that skin nice and crispy and everything else like that. So now this goes uncovered. Right now, 300-degree oven. We're going to let it cook a little bit low and slow for a while. I'll crisp the skin up later. That's not going to be a problem. It's always easy to crisp it up later with some high heat and stuff like that. The thing I don't want to do is overcook the breast. And we know that the breast usually cooks a little bit quicker than the thighs on this. So we got to be kind of careful on how we do that. I want to balance it out because duck, I don't like duck when it's really well done. It just dries out and everything else like that. So into the oven, we're going to wait about 45 minutes. We're going to flip it, wait about another 45 minutes, flip it back, let it finish off, crisp up the skin back and front, and then we're going to be having some happy eating. Actually, there'll be one other little step in between, so stay tuned, you'll see what that is. Thanks. Okay, here we go. The thing I love about duck is, for me, the hardest part is the prep, which we did. We did our nice seasoning. We added our Avi spice rub, our coriander, our allspice, a little bit of fresh garlic, a little bit of granulated garlic, and so on. And we put in that nice lemon, had the aromatics of lemon. I put it in the oven, as I said, breast side up. The oven was set at 300 degrees, about 45, 50 minutes in there. At that, flipped it over onto its tummy, and let the back go for about another 45 minutes. Flipped it back. I put a little bit of drizzled maple syrup on it. You could drizzle honey. You don't have to do that. It was just something I like to do, just a little bit to sweeten it up, you know, because duck can be duck can make a statement. You know what I mean? So just to give it a little bit of sweetness in there, what I did is just crisped up the skin on the back, flipped it over, crisped up the skin up here on the breast and the legs. Take this to the table like this. Everybody, they're gonna go, how do you do this? You must have spent all day in the kitchen. You're gonna go, no, I didn't spend all day in the kitchen. This was nothing. Let me give you a little close-up shot of it here. Look at this. It's a beautiful whole duck, roasted whole duck, duck courtesy of our friends over at KOL Foods. You know KOL Foods. No antibiotics, no growth hormones ever in any of their food. 100% pastured, out there just living the life that animals are meant to live, and sustainable. That's a big thing. It's sustainable farming, which is something that really is very, very important, not only for the environment, but for how we eat and what we eat. I can't wait to serve this. I'm going to serve it to the family tonight. They're going to really just go, we're having duck? Wow, what's the occasion? I'm going to go, because I love you, and that's the reason to do it, because you love your family. So until next time, got any questions? Write to me, you know, send me an email. I'm happy to answer, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Avi's Kosher Kitchen. See ya, l'chaim.